Ordinance 9-2010, scheduled for hearing, was introduced by title and passed on first reading at a regular meeting of the council held on March 8, 2010. It was posted and filed according to law, and copies were made available to the general public requesting same.
I open the ordinance for hearing. Is there anyone wishing to be heard on this ordinance? Seeing none, I close the hearing.
I move Ordinance 9-2010.
Second.
Is there any council discussion?
Well,
Go ahead.
I'll just raise the issue because it was brought to my attention by a neighbor who is having a problem. Their electric line is underground and it's under the road. The box is across the street, and this is, I guess, a similar situation to what was Nordling. And he called me and said, you know, this is going to cost thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. And, you know, I'm not sure, you know, $800 is enough, I mean, to compensate these, you know, these people who have this situation and they've got a road involved. And maybe we need to, you know, investigate it further. I don't know.
The challenges was the intent just to put them on equal footing.
Right.
And if, you know, the cross gates, East Lane, West Lane area is a little bit older, so yes, it's a good chance that the under road, it was not put in conduit. But in today's code, it is not that expensive because it would just get pulled through a conduit that would exist there, where a good chance that when that road was put in, it was not put in a very sturdy conduit.
No,
So it's
yeah, he's being quoted over $10,000
Yeah.
just for the first part of the project. Anyway.
Joe, any comments? It is what it is.
It sounds like, I mean,
it does sound like an inequitable situation.
It does.
And the question is, can it be pulled through conduit, or is it all going to be extremely expensive? The council could have further discussion on that situation, or you could stick to saying, well, we want to have everybody equal footing, but people could also apply, I guess, on a case-by-case basis if you wanted them to, if they're in that situation, to some further relief from the town, but that's about all I can say.
Okay.
And this doesn't help them much, but if we don't pass this ordinance,
I know.
it gets nothing.
I know.
So by passing this, at least there's $800 to
Right.
offset it.
Well, I just wanted to raise the issue that there's even a bigger issue than just, you know, $800 doesn't go far.
And perhaps it's something, whatever his estimates are, maybe it's something which should be looked at by our electric department.
He has been in
Okay.
touch with Mike Piano.
Because I'm wondering if it's something, does the road have to be ripped up, or
Yes.
is it just lateral drilling that they
No,
can do across?
the road has to be ripped up. He was told he'll need a policeman there. Anyway.
Oh, well. Okay. Any other questions on this matter? Seeing none, the clerk please call the roll.
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Conley?
Yes.
Mrs. Tsukamoto?
Yes.
Dr. Esposito?
Yes.
Mr. Cerciello?
Yes.
Mr. Link?
Yes.
I declare ordinance 9/2010 adopted and finally passed, and ask the clerk to publish notice thereof in the newspaper and file ordinance in accordance with the law. There are no ordinances to be introduced this evening. The consent agenda resolution.
Consent agenda resolutions will be enacted with a single motion. Any resolution requiring expenditure is supported by a certification of availability of funds. Any resolution requiring discussion will be removed from the consent agenda. All resolutions will be reflected in full in the minutes.
I move consent agenda resolutions R78-2010 through R94-2010.
Second.
Is there any council discussion? I just want to note on R93-2010, this is moving up the permitting date of the sidewalk dining to March 23, which is tomorrow, from April 1st. And this is done with conditions that health codes be followed, and that sidewalks be cleaned as is part of the ordinance. We have some people that already have their tables out that have not filed for permits, and they're not following the ordinance as far as cleaning, upkeep of the public thoroughfare. So I would ask that be followed up on by our Main Street Executive Director and also our Health Liaison, Mr. Links, and that the police department go out and remind all people that have, all merchants that have outdoor dining, that there is no wine or beer allowed to be had, or other drinks, alcoholic beverages to be consumed in the public thoroughfare or at these tables. No outdoor drinking. Maybe, Ms. Tsukamoto, you'd remind the police department to do their annual visit of the restaurants, please.
Yes.
Okay. Is there any other discussion? Seeing none, would the clerk please call the roll?
Ms. Bailey?
Yes.
Mr. Conley?
Abstain on R80 and yes to all others.
Okay. Mrs. Tsukamoto?
Yes to all.
Dr. Esposito?
Yes to all.
Mr. Cerciello?
Yes to all.
And Mr. Links?
Yes to all.
I open the meeting this time for a public discussion. Is anyone wishing to be heard on any matter, whether it's on the agenda or not? If you wish to, would you please step to the lectern, print your name and address, and state your name and address in audible tone for the clerk.
Hi, Sam DeMarzo, Richdale Avenue. Good evening, everyone. A couple of things. First of all, I'd like to compliment all our emergency services people that helped out during the current storms. We had a tough winter. The road department handled things well. They're working short-shifted. A lot less people out there on the road. I think hats off to those guys. Police department responded to a lot of emergency calls during the storms that we had, either snowstorms or the last wind/rain storm. And, you know, they're operating short-shifted also. Fire department, they're pretty well staffed for now. And, you know, that's a great thing. They filled in a lot of gaps. But we don't address the short-shiftedness. These guys are out there, and I see it. And being in town, this is the first time in my 50 years that I can remember when our departments are working short-shifted because we're afraid to say we need extra personnel. Our personnel is stretched, and it's becoming, at times, a problem because these guys, during storms and whatnot, are tired. And we're looking for trouble to have these guys out there risking their lives during these emergency situations when they have to stretch their limits to produce an outcome for us, the residents. I appreciate it myself, and I hope that in the future we could get back to manning all our departments with the proper amount of people that give us the outcome of what we're used to in town. Now, they rose to the occasion, and they continually do that, but there's going to come a time and an episode when we're going to regret not having that couple extra people out there on the road.